Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Hope you had a great weekend. And as always, we appreciate you starting another week with us here on the show. Today, we are joined by Be Our Guest podcast clubhouse superstar DePolly from New Jersey to talk about her cruise on the Disney Dream just a few weeks back. It was a very Merrytime cruise, and this was her first experience with Disney Cruise Line. She sailed out of Fort Lauderdale, and it was a Bahamian cruise. We talk about all of these first-time experiences, the main dining room. She went to all these shows. She did some tastings, the chocolate and liqueur, the martini tastings, the stem to stern wine tasting. We talk about her dining experiences with her serving team. We talk about her trip to Lookout Key and Nassau and more. We're all over the ship. We're all over the Disney Dream. So if you need a virtual cruise, it's coming your way. When? Right now. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're standing by right now to help you plan an amazing Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. You're the all-stars that keep this thing going. We couldn't do this without you. So a huge thank you to each and every one of you. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2810 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Monday to you. Hope you're getting ready to have a great week. I know that I am because I am currently on the Disney Destiny. That's right, Disney Cruise Line's newest ship, and I am reporting live, so make sure you are following me on the socials at Be Our Guest Mike, especially on Instagram, because I'll be going live because I am going to get the internet package so I can share all the fun with you guys, photos, videos, live streams. So Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram, also the Facebook page for the podcast. So go over to just the Be Our Guest Podcast on Facebook and like it over there. And on x.com, Be Our Guest Mike on Instagram. So those three places. Give me a follow and I'll be having the content there. But yeah, hero, villain, maybe somewhere in between. We'll find out. Maybe I'll run into Dr. Facilier. Look at that. You know, I'll be spending some time at the Haunted Mansion bar. I cannot wait. We're going to be having a good time. So I can't wait to bring you all the coverage and show my wife this ship because she hasn't seen the treasure. So the Destiny will be fun. But yeah, all the coverage is going to be going this week. So follow me there. And today we're talking more Disney Cruise Line because you know what? It's cold this time of year. So we need to warm up with some cruise talk. My friend from New Jersey, DePolly, joining us. Thank you for coming on the show today. I know you just got back from your cruise, so welcome to the podcast, and thanks for warming us up virtually with a cruise talk today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Mike. I'm super excited.
So how is New Jersey this time of year?
This time of year is cold. Unfortunately, not snowy. It's more cold rain, which is not great at all. I'd rather have the snow.
Is that true? Because Paul was saying that in the clubhouse. I saw him mention that the other day. He said, you know, New Jersey doesn't get snow. It just gets cold rain. But you guys don't ever get snow or what?
We definitely used to get more snow, like I would say 10 or so years ago. But lately you get like maybe one snowstorm of 4 or 5 inches. But yeah, it's a lot more rain than snow lately.
That made me sad. I mean,
yeah, it makes me sad too because it's gloomy. And it's like when it's cold, I at least want to get some nice views of the snow, but it's just rain.
That's right. I mean, it's one of those things. I'm a weather geek. I love weather. If it's going to be cold, I always say just bring on the snow. I mean,
exactly. It's going to be cold. At least it'll be beautiful.
100%. You know, I used to be a teacher, so it's like a free day off. If it's
that's great. Also true. Yeah,
bring that on. And but now that I work from home, it's fine too. It's just beautiful
Yeah.
outside, except for when I got to take the
Oh,
dog
but
out.
that's the funny thing though. Like growing up, we definitely had snow days. Like it definitely snowed, but now even if it did, you work, you learn remotely, which I don't envy at all.
Yeah, that is true. But the kids get off like at the, 7 snowflakes fly. Oh, snow day. Snow day. I'm like, what? What? Snow day? Like I see the grass. I see the grass. And I
Yeah.
know Jason's in the chat here. He's excited that you're on the show today. And he's like, snow day, what? Because he's down in Florida. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a thing in the Midwest, here most places, up here. So we get excited this time of year when you get a little day off from heaven. It's a good thing. So, well, real quick, you're part of New Jersey. Tell us something that is unique to where you live that we might not know.
Well, I mean, everyone knows New Jersey from the Jersey Shore, but to be honest, that's, in my opinion, the smallest part of Jersey. My favorite thing is just the diversity in food. I think we have some of the best food in the country. I'm right by Rutgers, so a lot of people know my area because of that. That's really it.
The
Everything is
Scarlet.
very accessible from
Oh.
New Jersey, in my opinion.
Very nice. The Scarlet Knights, Big Ten. Yes.
Yep.
So do you get to go to any athletic events, or do you go over to the campus and enjoy it?
No, I didn't go to Rutgers,
No.
so I don't really have much of a connection to that.
That's okay.
But my brother did go, so when he was there, we visited. But
That's
that's
cool.
been a bit.
All right. All right. So let's jump into your Disney fandom. How did this all start for you? Because, some of us are wee lads when we become Disney fans, some of us later in life. So where did it fall for you?
Yeah. So I would definitely say a fan later in life. My parents took us twice when we were kids, but all I cared about was thrill rides. So take me to Six Flags back then, and that's all I needed. But it wasn't until 2014 when a couple of friends and I went down to visit a friend who was doing the college program, and that's when I full on fell in love. I think, the rides was not even important to me. It was just the magic, the fireworks, the music, the food. That's all, all I needed. And I was hooked.
Do you remember that? Because I love hearing about first times, like first impressions, first trips. Do you remember when you went down there, like besides was there like a certain restaurant or a certain attraction or a land or a resort? Was it, what's that memory that kind of sticks in your mind's eye even to this day?
Yeah, so when I went as an adult, we stayed at All Star Sports. So that was the first Disney resort I was introduced to. And I didn't know any better because my friend worked there, so she kind of just planned the whole trip for us. So I didn't know other hotels that were around. I really knew nothing, and I was just blown away at how huge everything was. And I'm a big Toy Story fan, so just seeing that, honestly, just the outside of the resort is what really drew me in, and I'll never forget that feeling.
It's so funny because with me being on this cruise, right, we were recording a little bit ahead of time, and we recorded some of these shows out of sequence. And on the show you're going to hear on Wednesday, which I recorded already with Pam earlier today, we talk about the magic of the All-Stars and how they do leave impressions on us. And then you mentioned this. I'm like, this is so strange because just 2 hours, because you'll hear this on Wednesday, but we recorded this like 2 hours ago and you said almost the same thing. Because those bigger than life icons for a Disney fan, like at the time, you don't realize, oh, I'm at a value resort. You just feel like, oh, I'm immersed in a Disney experience. And for a lot of us, those value resorts, the All-Stars, are that first place where we fall in love with the Walt Disney World property.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially at that time, right? Toy Story Land wasn't a thing at Hollywood Studios. So seeing like the giant Andy's door, I think that was what just won me over. I was like, wow, I'm going to Andy's like room. That's so cool. And it was just no looking back since then.
I agree. I love it. I love when we get to talk to folks like this because it reminds us how magical Walt Disney World is in every corner of property, because, sometimes it's always like, oh, it's Cinderella Castle or, it's the big things, but it is. I mean, I mentioned on Wednesday's show, for me, it was, the staircase at All-Star Sports. It looks like a big Coke cup. Like it was, as weird as that is, it reminded me of going to the ball games with my dad, and like the scoreboard on the side of the buildings and the backstop by the swimming pool. I thought I was like in heaven. It was just so neat. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And it was, the All-Stars, and I can, and you can always go back still, which is a good thing. So I promise we got to talk cruise. I'm excited because I want to learn some things because, again, recording this before I head down, but I'm actually at sea today as this comes out. How did you get the idea to go on your first, because it's your first Disney cruise? So what got you excited about doing this? What's the backstory of this Disney dream cruise coming together?
Yeah, so honestly, I mean, I've been wanting to go on a Disney cruise ever since I, just started becoming more involved with Disney World. But I think the harder part for me was convincing someone to go on the cruise.
Hmm.
It was, going to Disney World was always a lot easier. I could do solo trips, I could do weekend trips with people, but cruises just seemed like a lot more commitment. And I was just able to convince my sister. Finally, I was like, it's a Christmas cruise, only 4 days. I got a good deal. She is a big Disney fan, but nowhere near, me or anyone in our Discord. She every time we do take a trip, she absolutely loves it, but she's never the one to initiate wanting to go. But I convinced her to go, and we were just like, you know what? We're both free. It's right before Thanksgiving. Let's go. And thankfully, you were available to book it for us, and we got a great room, great deal, and we were off.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Now, let me ask you this though, because again, first time cruisers, and I love hearing about the before you go down and just getting yourself ready for this. Cause I mean, I do this and I'm a platinum. I've sailed over 20 times with Disney Cruise Line, but right before I go, the 3 months before, 2 months, I get so amped up and I'm excited. I'm always thinking about it and making plans, changing plans. What was it like for you? Like, how did you get yourself ready for the cruise and especially your sister, kind of preparing her for what she was going to experience?
Yeah, so the cool thing, right, like as we mentioned, it was my first cruise, so no matter how much research I did, I still didn't know entirely what to expect. It wasn't like the world where I could, walk through the parks with my eyes closed if I needed to. I was nervous about that, but I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I was never big on YouTube, like for videos, but ever since Must See Adventures came around, I got hooked on that, and then I was like, who else is doing Disney content? And so I just looked up a bunch of different creators who were doing cruise content and just learned about everything the Dream has to offer, everything that's on the ship, some tips and tricks. So I honestly, as soon as we booked, I think I started watching, and I was watching them weekly. But my sister, honestly, she was really hands off and she was okay with it. I asked her if there was anything she wanted to do. All she requested was getting off the ship to see the Bahamas real quick. And that, that was done. And we did that in like an hour. So
There's always in the pair. There's always that yin and yang. It's like either it's like a husband and wife or your brother sister, whatever it is. Like it's always like the big Disney fan, and the other one just I don't care. Just I'm here. I'm here. Just like where's the buffet, or like what time do I got to be there? Yeah, but I think it works out well. Did it work out well that way for you guys?
Yeah, it does. I mean, my sister and I have done a couple of Disney World trips alone too, like without our brother and our parents. So I would say in my family, she's definitely the second most biggest Disney fan. But for her, I think it's just when she goes, she absolutely loves it and she'll talk about it afterwards, but she's not big on talking about it beforehand, if that makes sense.
No, it's 100%. I get it. Yeah, exactly. Just like, let me have the experience and I'm not going to get you. Yeah. I'm kind of actually, that's kind of me too. Believe it or not. Because I mean, I do this for a living, but for my trips, I just kind of show up and just like,
I mean, I'm sure I can't relate to anything in my life like that, but I'm sure it's nice to be able to just show up.
Well, the trick, what the trick is? You surround yourself by people who are not that way. Like I go with Scott. Scott is a planner. Like when you go with Scott, you're going to eat well. Like he's got the ADRs. He's got backup ADRs. We're going to go cool places all the time. When I go with my wife, she's got plans. Like, fortunately, I'm always attached to somebody that's got a plan. I live a charmed life.
You are the planner. Or
exactly. Like
it works out.
If I was solo for real, like I'd be in big trouble. Like, but fortunately, I'm usually attached to somebody that's a good, takes good care of me. That's the trick. I mean, I'm kind of psychoanalyzing myself here on this show, which is kind of scary. Okay, so let's talk. So the cruise was out of Fort Lauderdale. Now I got to pick your brain a little bit because as we're recording this, I'm going to be going into Fort Lauderdale myself for the first time in about 4 or 5 days. All my cruises have been out of either Miami or Port Canaveral. So how was the Fort Lauderdale port experience? Because that is a home port now for Disney Cruise Line, second home port. Did you enjoy it? I mean, first cruise, you don't have really a comparison, but what'd you think?
Yeah. No, unfortunately, nothing to compare it to. But everything was super easy. I was really nervous about, timings and flights, but we had absolutely no delays. Our hotel that we stayed at was like a less than 10-minute drive from the port. They offered transportation from our hotel. We got there. Honestly, the porters, they came, they took our bags. Our boarding time was between 12:30 and 12:45, or our arrival time, sorry. And we got there at like 12:38. We were on the boat by 1 o'clock.
Oh,
So
so good.
super, super quick, super easy.
So good. So which hotel did you stay in pre-cruise?
So it was a Wyndham Garden, I believe it was.
People always ask that. They're just like throwing out names. I'm at the Hilton Marina.
I don't know. I don't know what it was about that particular night. All of the hotels in the area were like 3-4 times the price as they were any other time that I was looking. I looked at the hotel that Scott had recommended, but it was like $500 for that night, and I know it wasn't normally.
That
So
hotel
like,
fluctuates.
Gonna...
I saw that because that's where actually I'm staying for our night, but there are other nights that it was crazy expensive. I was like, what? I guess they might have conventions or something because conventions usually make that happen. But I did see some nights I'm like, holy smokes. Like, I'm glad I'm not here that weekend. Because, we're getting really close to the holidays when we're selling. I was like, ooh, because we missed Thanksgiving, we missed Christmas. Like, we're in that, like, low window. I'm like, and the bowl game, like, football games start happening down in South Florida. I was like, whew, we got very lucky when this happened. So, okay, I'm just curious. So, now one of my favorite things about a cruise, Scott and I talk about this all the time. There's nothing like the morning you wake up, you're getting on the ship, and then arrival to the ship. So what was that first like glance of the Disney dream like, and the getting on the ship? Like, there's nothing like that first couple hours of the cruise. So tell us about embarkation.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I mentioned it to you, but I think I said this is so magical. Like,
yes,
I can't even count the number of times I said that on this cruise. Like every corner I would turn, I'd be like, this is so cool. This is so magical. Like every light, every tree. My sister and I, we thought that we could count all the trees on the cruise ship. We failed very miserably. Like after like an hour, we were like, there's too many. We can't keep up with this. But it honestly, just walking through the tunnel, I guess, deck or whatever, onto the cruise, and when they ask you your name and they announce it, it's just looking around and seeing how excited everyone is there to, the employees, the guests, everyone is just, it really is just so magical. I couldn't think of a better word.
It's super unique, right? I mean, when else in life do you get introduced and you have people standing there cheering your entrance, unless you're some kind of professional athlete or movie star or something. It's like I always tell Pam, like, I need more of this in my life. When I get up to go do my travel agent work, like, could we not have like 10 or 12 people like standing at the staircase, as I go down into the basement, I take my 10 steps. Like I'd do a much better job on a Tuesday if it's like
if someone cheered me on.
Going downstairs to attack that computer. We have Mike Rollman. I gotta be like, let's go. No, I just kind of drag my carcass down the steps. But yeah, it's like, it's so
funny
great.
though. Speaking of famous people, I saw Jodie Benson on the cruise.
Holy cow, really?
And I'm kicking myself that I didn't say anything because we were walking by on our way to, I think, to one of the restaurants, and I looked and I was like, I think that's her, and I like kept staring, and she kind of, when you make that awkward connection, but then we just walked by and I was like, what are the chances? That can't be her. And then I just so happened opened up Instagram and I saw she posted saying that she was on that boat for the trip, and I was like, that was her, and I was kicking myself for not having tried to say hi or something. But I did see her.
What, was she just vacationing, or did she do some kind of
I don't think so, because she was wearing like a sparkly green dress and had like 2 photographers with her, so I'm assuming not, but I don't know.
She must have been doing some kind of an event. That's I will say, I mean, this is just a tip for folks that are sailing Disney Cruise Line. Celebrities that are associated with Disney are on those ships a lot. So anytime you're on a Disney cruise, just do keep your head on a swivel, because I've almost every cruise I've been on, there is somebody of some kind of notoriety on that ship. Like we were on one, and Paige is my oldest daughter is a huge Grey's Anatomy fan, and the big star, I can't remember what her name was, one of the doctors, was on the ship, and she was just losing her mind because it was a 7-night cruise. I can't remember what her name was, but she was just like, oh my gosh, she is on the ship. She's at the pool. Oh my gosh, she's going towards the elevator. And I was like, you're being a stalker. Stop. Like, I mean, she never did like ask, like talk to her or anything, like, or, approach her.
Right.
I'm just like, stop. You're crazy. Like, but and like Stuart Scott was on there one time, rest in peace. Like, I was like, it was so cool. But there are a lot of, adjacent celebrities on their ships because it's a great perk that folks can do. So that's super cool. But I mean, Ariel. I'd have been like,
I know.
holy smokes. Okay. So, lots to talk about. So, stateroom. Let's talk about your accommodations. What'd you think of the accommodations? What kind did you have?
Yeah, so we had a room with a veranda. We did the veranda guarantee, so we didn't know which one we would get. But I think we ended up with a deluxe because we didn't have any restricted views. So that was a nice little surprise. For two people, I think there was plenty of space. I was really blown away by how much storage there is on the cruise. Like, everywhere you turn, there is just some kind of cabinet that you can open or, some kind of space where you can put stuff. So I really like that. Like, we were able to unpack everything and there was still empty space to be able to put more stuff.
I can't imagine how much space you had because one time we had 4 of us in a standard inside and we were on a cruise for 12 days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, there was just 2 of us.
3 girls. That's my wife said never do that again to us. I was like, okay, we'll always have a veranda. I said, but this is right when the virtual portholes came out for the first time. I was like, but I wanted a virtual porthole. She goes, I will kill you if you do that to us again. She's like, the virtual porthole is cool, but we're not doing this. Because we were at Walt Disney World and we did a 7-night cruise. Then we were on a 5-night cruise. She's like, oh no, the virtual porthole is not worth all that. But we made it happen. We're still married. That's the good news.
One thing I would say about the room type that we had is I don't know that I would, it might be controversial, but I don't know that I need a veranda moving forward. I think the reason why we got one is right, because I didn't know what to expect. I think I was more worried about being claustrophobic, more so than anything else. But I feel like we didn't really spend a ton of time on the veranda just because there was so much to do on the cruise. So maybe for like a longer cruise, it might be more worth it, but for a shorter cruise, I didn't really think that I would need it in the future. But obviously, because I didn't know what to expect, I was worried about feeling claustrophobic. So it helped for that. But now that I know, I think we'd be okay.
You just hit a conversation that Scott and I have all the time because we cruise a lot together, and we have this conversation like 3/4 of the way through a cruise. We'll say, "Did we need the veranda?"
Yeah.
And here's that we do get it because our wives say we need a veranda, so we get it, but. The thing is, we always think like towards the end of the cruise, like, okay, what amount of time did we spend on the veranda? Like, did we spend 5 hours? Did we spend 3 hours? And when we look back, we probably over the course of the cruise, maybe spent an hour or 2, maybe 3 hours total on the veranda. So do we need it? Probably not, but it's not one of those things you can really quantify for me. Like, we only spent, 2% of the time on the veranda, but it does make the stateroom feel bigger. It makes it feel airier, lighter. And it is when you have like, an 18-year-old daughter and a 29-year-old daughter and your wife getting ready. That's my spot. Like while they're getting ready, I can go out on the veranda, like while they're doing their hair and all that stuff. Like I can go out there with like a cheese plate or something while it's a safe place for dad, like, there's places where, but I mean, Scott and I do have a conversation like we could have saved money, like we were not here that much, but the times
I do think that like if it's more than 2 people, it might be more worth it. But I think for 2 people, it really just like we were fine, and also because we were new time cruisers, so we just wanted to do everything on the boat, so we were barely in our room.
That is true. Okay, so let's talk about I don't know what I'll talk about first. So what about entertainment shows? Because you obviously coming from Walt Disney World, kind of similar. You have entertainment and shows. What did you think about the show? Because you saw them all, it looks like. What'd you like the best?
Yeah, I made it a point. The 3 like nighttime shows, Believe, Golden Mickey's, and Beauty and the Beast, all 3 were absolutely amazing. I'm a big fan of Broadway shows, being close to New York, and the Beauty and the Beast 100%. Broadway level, loved it. But I would just say, I think I probably liked Golden Mickey's and Believe better, only because I didn't know what to expect with them.
I love it.
Right. Beauty and the Beast, we know the story. But the other 2, the music, the acting, the dancing, it was all phenomenal. And because I had no idea what the storylines were, I was just blown away.
The Golden Mickeys. I love the Golden Mickeys, and it's only on the Disney Dream right now. It used to be
Oh, is it?
on more ships, and it's Ensign Benson and all that. Oh, I love that show. Like we used to see it all the time, and I love that show. And you're right, Believe is such a good show. It's it gets my heart.
It is.
Oh,
It does. Yeah, I
oh,
definitely teared up
man.
watching that.
It's got that song at the end. That's one has how does your garden grow at the end, right?
Yep.
Oh, stop! I can't even think about it. Valerie's going. She's gonna be 18 like in 3 weeks. I can't think about it. No, stop. Okay, so we can't do that.
It pulls at the heartstrings.
Too much of that. I can't. This is senior year is too rough. I can't deal with that right now. We got to get back to something else. Okay, let's. So you did some of the specialty tastings. Now
Yes.
we're shifting gears big time here. Let's get away from the mushy stuff. So I love these things, these smaller events, these smaller venues. You get to see some of the lounges, the bars, the smaller spaces on the ship. So what did you enjoy in those kind of things?
Oh yeah, so we did 3 of the tastings. We did chocolate and liqueur, martini tasting, and then stem to stern. All 3 absolutely amazing. But I think my personal favorite was the chocolate and liqueur. My sister, she said her favorite was the stem to stern. But I absolutely just love the fact that there's such small groups. You really get to know everybody. And it's obviously it's adult only, so you get to, it's just like Disney World when you find yourself in an area where people are waiting for something or doing something together. You get to talking about why you're here, what you're looking forward to, what you've liked so far. And they're tasting, so people have fun and people get more, louder and more lively. So.
Exactly. Everybody doesn't know each other at the beginning, but everybody's a friend at the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You leave with lots of best friends that you may or may not ever see again. But the cool thing was we saw a lot of the same people in a lot of our tastings, so that was really fun too.
That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Is like you tend to see a lot of the kind of I don't know, the frequent flyers in the tastings, like because it's like the same crowd that likes to try that sample those things, and it is fun. And plus, that is one of the great things too about cruising is that the ship's only so big, and that you will run into those folks. Maybe you'll see them passing between dinner and the show or at the pool, even, on Castaway Key or wherever the ship's sailing. It's fun. Like you'll see them on the island or on the beach or something. And you just, hey, what's going on? And
it's crazy that like you said, right? Like there are a lot of people, but at the same time, not. We ended up sitting next to or like close to a family, the same family for all 3 of the nighttime shows, like not even on purpose. And they were, a husband, wife, and 2 young kids. So like, it was just funny because after the first night, we were like, hey, it's you again. After the second night, hey, you again. And it's just like, what are the odds of that? And it's pretty cool.
So I'm trying to think. The Dream has the adult area is called Evolution on the Dream, right?
The District.
The District. Okay, the District.
Evolution is
Evolution's
part of
the
it,
club. Okay, Evolution's the club. Yeah, and the District. Yeah, right. I get this all straight. So it used to be ezy when there were only 4 ships. They're building the ships too fast now. I got to keep up.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the whole adult area? Because I'm sure that with the 2 of you had the opportunity to take. Was that fun? Because you got so it had the Dream has 687. It's got Pink. And Skyline, I guess Skyline
Evolution,
as well.
Evolution, Skyline Lounge. Skyline Lounge was super cool. That's where we had the martini tasting. That was really cool. Pink, I'm not a big fan of the color pink, but it was really pretty in there. But it definitely is a lot of pink overload. But we also went to D Lounge, Evolution. We did a lot of the trivia, which was super fun. Didn't win any, but
I have a theory. I think some people cheat. I'm serious.
Listen.
I'm calling it out.
Yes, probably.
It's, when you get 30 out of 30 in some of those questions.
Score on, some of these trivia is like, I don't know.
That's 100% right. It's like nobody could know that. Yeah. Like, how do you, seriously, people? Come on.
We were talking, so in one of the trivias, we actually partnered up with another group because we did 2 trivias back to back. So they're like, hey, you were here. You want to work together? And we still couldn't win. But they were telling me that apparently they don't recycle the questions a ton on the cruises. I don't know how true that is. So I guess if you go often enough, maybe you do know all the answers.
Yeah, I think because I mean, I don't know. I see people that I know, you could tell they cruise a ton, they're on the ship because they know everybody. It's like they're almost like part-time cast members, and
Yeah.
they win. It's like, because that number 11 is going to be this question, and we're on number 8. Like,
Exactly.
you've already got the answer
Yeah.
down. They haven't even asked the question yet. You cheater!
Yeah.
Like, stop. I only get to cruise
I
every
know.
couple of years. Knock it off. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
playing by the rules, and I can't cheat. Anyway,
I know, but
it's
it
fun,
is
though.
still it is a lot of fun.
It's fun for all of us to play by the rules. Okay, so let's talk. So on this itinerary, this was a Bahamian, right? Cruise.
Yeah.
So did you do both Lookout and Castaway, or just Castaway?
No,
or
it was
Nassau?
the Bahamas and Lookout.
Okay. Oh, Lookout. So you didn't go to Castaway. You went to Lookout,
No, we
though.
didn't. Yeah.
Ooh, but you got to go to the new island. Okay, so
Yeah.
well, your sister wanted to go to Nassau.
Yep.
So-
she was like, "Well, we're here. We should get off." And I was like, "Okay."
You don't hear that often. So
No,
what'd you guys think of Nassau? What'd you guys do there?
Honestly, we barely did anything. We had our Apollo brunch that morning, actually. So we, thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yes.
The chicken parm, honestly, one of the best chicken parm I've ever had.
So good.
So good. But yeah, we were both super excited about Apollo brunch because we had both separately been to Italy earlier this year. So it was just really nice to kind of go back to some Italian, inspired cuisine, and also like the environment. So that was fun. But we got off the boat at like 1:00 for the Bahamas. We just walked around some of the shops, went to one of the beaches, hung out there for like half an hour, 45 minutes. My sister really just wanted to get a coconut for coconut water. So we did that. And then we were back on the boat like an hour and a half, 2 hours later. So it was barely a visit to the Bahamas, I would say.
Okay, so one of our cruises, that was my main mission, was to get a coconut with coconut water. I was exactly like your sister. I remember this because Mallory I remember she had a little pink and black swimsuit on this day. I remember it plain as day. I kept telling Pam, I've never had one of those coconuts with but it was on Grand Cayman. I remember.
Okay.
And it was a rainy day. I said, but I got to get one. I've never had one of those coconuts with coconut water, and I'm going to get one. And I've been wanting one for years, and I got one, and it was gross. I did not. Did your sister like it? I mean, was it?
No, yeah, I tried it too. It was good.
See, I thought it'd be like lemonade or something. It didn't taste like lemonade. I was expecting something, like a I don't know, like a margarita or something.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. It's just water that tastes a little bit like coconut.
Yeah, I don't like coconut either. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I thought this was gonna be like some kind of sugary lemonade thing, and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, what am I doing? I was like, well, that is, I don't need to do that again. Okay,
Exactly.
so
Now you know.
yeah, but exactly. I mean, but it was a fun picture. And Mallory was all crabby that day because it was raining, or she was getting a blister with her shower shoes. It was a day, But fortunately, there was a candy store right down the street, and we got her.
There you go. That helps.
Day saved. So, what'd you think about Lookout though? Because you don't have a comparison to anything else. But I mean, what was your experience on Lookout?
So we didn't spend a ton of time there either. But from what we did, we loved it. We did the walk, which I know it seems really daunting, wasn't bad at all, but also we were there in November, so it wasn't super hot. But we walked over, we went to Serenity Bay, I think is what it's called, which is the 18 plus beach. So we mostly spent our time there. We just wanted to grab some chairs and read. So we did that for like 2 hours, got some drinks. It was very, very quiet. And we walked over to the main area, and we were like, wow, you could really tell the difference between the adult-only beach and the one for everybody. But we didn't get any food or anything at Lookout Key. We did get ice cream because you got to get ice cream everywhere you go.
Absolutely.
And then we, walked around some of the shops and then headed back. So we spent about like 3 hours out there, but mostly really just relaxing and reading.
So you were on your cruise right before Thanksgiving time. So what was the weather generally like for people that are thinking about sailing? It could vary, but what was it like for you guys this time of year?
I mean, yeah, obviously, right. It could vary, but honestly, I think it was the absolute perfect weather. It was sunny every day, but it was a good breeze. The temperatures were, I would say, probably mid to high 70s, which is my preferred kind of temperature. So I would say, if you're anywhere from like the Northeast, you're probably going to absolutely love it. But if you're from, the Midwest, South, you're probably going to think it's a little cold.
I'll take it. It's
Yeah.
I don't even know what the temperature is. It just says on my toolbar right now, cold weather now. It's got like a little
Well, yeah, I guess that's a
yeah,
correction. Maybe if you're from the south, not
yeah,
the Midwest,
exactly. It
that's
says
cold temperature too.
the little thermometer's just got like icicles hanging off it. Usually there's a temperature there. I don't know. That's not good. Like
Too
why?
cold to record.
Seriously, like come on. It's not that cold. It's like it's in the teens or 20s. It's not that terribly cold. So real quick, you mentioned Palo Brunch, and you've been to Italy. So you thought the food kind of, I mean, it because I've never been to Italy. I've never been out of the States except on cruises. But I mean, you've had Italian food in Italy. So you thought the food rated in Palo pretty well?
Uh, so yes and no. I mean, the food definitely rated very well. Like it was amazing food, but I don't know that I would say it was like authentic Italian, like from what we've had in Italy, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I would say it's like more upscale American Italian.
Yeah, that's probably that's probably
Yeah.
better for me. But I mean, Pam Forrester kind of says the same thing because she's
Yeah.
been there, done the Adventures by Disney where they make the pasta and all that stuff.
Yeah,
And she says
yep,
it's the coolest thing in the history of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the main dining rooms on the ship.
Mhm.
You do the rotational dining. Now, did you guys have? I can't remember. Did you guys have a private table? Did you sit with others? Did you guys?
So we didn't request a private table, but we ended up with a private table. Which honestly, I was a little not disappointed, but I kind of wish we had a public table because, like, you hear stories about like smaller families or smaller groups, like the people they meet on the
Yeah.
cruise. I'm like, I love my sister, but I spend enough time with her.
See,
Would've been
we're
cool.
so alike. That's exactly like I would. Like, I'm going on this cruise with my wife. I don't worry, she never listens to the podcast. Like, we'll, who knows if we'll get a table just us because they'll think like we're on a second honeymoon or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, it's romantic. We're gonna give them
Right.
a table for two or something. Like, I'm cool with meeting other people. Like, I can sit with because
Yeah.
then you get to share stories about the day every day at dinner. Like,
Exactly.
I'm totally,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like, I'm 100% with you. Yeah. But we'll probably get a private table. I did not request a
Exactly.
private table either for myself. So, but I'll have to
Yeah.
let you know what happens. But so you did have a private table.
We did, yeah. Yeah, so we ended up with a private table, which I mean, right, it was fine. It was nothing wrong with it. It's just, it would have been a fun/different experience, I think, if we didn't have a private table. But our servers were great. Everyone is so fun. And like, it just seems like they're genuinely so happy to be there. And, we would just look around at tables around us with like little kids and like just see the awe in their eyes. And I feel like I probably have the same awe.
Yes, same. Like, look at that 6'3" guy. He's just like a 12-year-old. He's
Exactly.
Loving every
We're like,
minute. Like,
what is that adult doing there? What's she so excited about? It's like,
I'm
being
saying,
here.
well, like,
I'm so excited to be
oh
here.
my gosh, Crush is talking. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen it 5 times before, but it's still awesome every single time. Like, dude.
I agree. And then I had the Magic Band Plus, and so like that would light up, and I thought that was just so fun too. I was like, oh my god, it's lighting up.
So you have, I'm trying to think, either Royal Palace or Royal Court. You have animators, and it's not Lumiere's on that ship. Because that's the front.
It's
That's
Royal Palace, Animators, and Enchanted Garden.
Enchanted Garden. Yes, down on deck 2.
Yeah.
So which one of those would you say was your favorite?
Ooh, I think Pirate Night. We had Animator's Palette. I think that the Pirate Night menu was my favorite, actually.
That's so funny because Scott doesn't like Pirate Night menu, and I
Yeah,
kind of
well,
do. I kind of do.
Yeah.
Like it's just a difference of opinion. It's so funny
Yeah.
because he's always
Yeah,
like, I got to go to Palo on Pirate Night. I'm like, oh, why? But that's his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
everyone
funny
likes
though,
to-
because that's what we originally had Palo dinner, but then I was like, right, we've never been, so let's just actually try all of the meals. I'm a big seafood fan, so Pirate
too.
Night had like these fried crab cakes,
Mhm.
scallops, and like it was just, I really thought that was very good.
And see, that's the same for me because at home, nobody in my family eats seafood but me. So when I'm on the cruise, look out. Like anything from the sea, I just destroy because I don't get it any other time because we're never going
Yeah.
anywhere with seafood in my family because nobody else
Yeah.
eats it. But on a cruise, when I can have it, nobody else gets it. Yeah, let's go. So I think that makes sense. So real quick, mentioning Pirate Night, what did you think of fireworks at sea? Because that whole day kind of slowly evolves into Pirate Night
Mhm.
that night. So what did you think of the whole experience?
Yeah, I think going into it, I wasn't super excited because I was like, oh man, they're gonna take away from all the holiday stuff to do Pirate Night. I don't care about Pirate Night. I want all the Christmas things. But it was super fun. Like everybody gets so into it, and I guess I didn't realize that. Like, when we got down we just put our bandanas on. My sister got dressed up. I just wore a bandana, red pants, and a black t-shirt. But like I saw families in full costumes, and it was really, really cool to see just how much everyone got into it. The fireworks, obviously they don't compare to the parks, but I think it's just so cool that they have fireworks on a cruise. Like, how can you go wrong with that? Like, you really can't complain. Or, I mean, I'm sure you can, but I thought it was
Yeah,
really cool.
I'm sure somebody has. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I tell myself, like we're out in the ocean and they're shooting these things off of the funnel of a
Yeah.
cruise ship, and yeah, it still blows me away. And
Mhm.
got the score going because I just love the pirate score, like that Hans Zimmer music. It's on my running playlist, and when it comes on, I swear, like it makes me run faster. And dun, 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 and just like it gets me so jacked up, and I just it's
Yeah,
something
it is.
about that
It's a very
music,
like
man.
uplifting kind of a score.
So good. And you're like you say, I mean, some of those guests, because I have like a Party Express costume. It was like $45 or something off of Amazon. It's so cheap, and that's part of the. I think for me, that's part of the joke, right? Is that it's so cheap looking. I'm like a really cheap looking Jack Sparrow, but like some of these guests will get into it so much that I mean, I have in the past. I remember this was like 10 years ago. I got my picture taken with a guy that I thought was a cast member on the ship. Come to find out, like later on, I was showing the picture to somebody like that was a guest. I'm like, I thought that was I thought that was somebody that was working on the ship. Like, no, that was a
Yeah.
guest. But I mean, it is. Everybody gets in it. They have their dance moves. They know how to do the pirate move. But it's a big party, and where else? That's the whole thing about a cruise is like everybody kind of lets their guard down and
Yep.
dances the jig and has a good time. There's no responsibilities on a cruise. It's so fun.
Yep, agreed. And like, right, everyone is coming together for the same thing. Like, it's pirate night across the board. Like, we are all experiencing it, and it's just such a great time. I did, it obviously everyone is entitled to their own opinions and feelings, but I heard a couple of people on deck complaining about how the fireworks are only like 5 minutes long, and they were just like, some of them were pretty furious. Like, this was such a waste of time. How could we have done this? And it's like, but you're on a cruise.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Yeah. Like, how much explosives do you want to put on this cruise ship with
Exactly. Like,
4,000
really
people?
safe?
Like, we are on a cruise ship. Like, and these are,
Like, these
I
are
mean,
coming with us.
exactly. Like, they are semi-explosive because they're fireworks.
Mhm.
Like, let's not try to, let's use a little common sense here, people. No, that's
So,
just.
but I mean, right?
Unbelievable.
You'll hear that anywhere you go. So you just gotta
I agree.
tune it out and appreciate what you can.
Oh my gosh, that just yeah, that does. I have to say it does not surprise me, but
Yeah, exactly.
it does. Now you
Yeah.
mentioned though about the coffee because I'm not a coffee drinker, and I know that people rave about Cove Cafe, but you said you were
Yep.
having some struggle sometimes with the coffee. Like, tell us about the coffee situation.
Yeah. So like, right? I try not to be negative about things, but my one and only complaint about the cruise was the coffee everywhere besides Cove Cafe was pretty terrible.
And it used to
Like,
be that way
I
at Walt Disney World. People used to always. Sorry to interrupt, but like
no, you're
they
good.
had. I remember back in the day, and for those who are listening, they probably can't see me. We're having video issues, so that's why we're kind of jumping on each other a little bit here because we're having issues seeing each other on the video feed tonight. But back in when we first started the podcast, before like they had the Joffreys in the room and the what are those machines the Keurig things. I don't drink coffee, but they used to just have this stuff called Nescafe, and I just remember people always complained about how gross the coffee was at Walt Disney World to the extent that they would bring bootleg coffee to Walt Disney World all the time. That was like the biggest thing in the world was the bootleg terrible coffee at World. And maybe, I don't know, with the ships, maybe it hasn't made it to sea. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, because I don't feel that way about Walt Disney World coffee. I think Joffrey's is great. And right, like I understand it's cruise, the coffee was probably not going to be the best quality. But we like, and especially my sister. My sister is probably like the least pickiest person to ever exist. And even she was like, this coffee is not good. It just tasted pretty watery. But right, again, that's like a tiny little thing. And if I had to pick something that made me unhappy, that would be it. But did it actually make me unhappy? No. We just went to Cove Cafe and enjoyed our espresso drinks.
That's what it was. They're trying to give you the bag coffee, so you go to Cove Cafe and
Yeah.
get the goods.
Yeah, probably.
And it's probably what they're doing with the you can go and get your free soft serve out of the machine, which I get all the time, and I'm good with that. But if you really want to get the good stuff, you go to Vanellope's, right? And get, the fancy stuff, get the hard ice cream and the race car and all that stuff. Yeah. It's like, do you really want to have the premium experience here? Disney knows what they're doing.
It's funny though. We didn't even, we went to Vanellope's like in the beginning just to look at it. And we told ourselves like, oh, we'll come back and get ice cream at some point. But we never had the time. Like we actually really liked the soft serve. The strawberry chocolate combo was pretty good.
And that is kind of a hidden thing, or kind of an unmentioned thing, is that Disney does change the flavors throughout the cruise on that soft serve machine. Like the first day it might be, I think the first day it's usually just like vanilla chocolate and vanilla chocolate swirl. But then you come back and it'll be like banana or, strawberry and blueberry. So check it every day. Do your due diligence, people, on your cruise. Don't skip out. Make sure you hit that machine every day, because you never know when your favorite player. It's like a slot machine. You might hit all 3 cherries and boom, your favorite flavor comes up. You got to eat it every day. And Jason and Veronica are watching live on YouTube. He said, that just unlocked a memory for me. I remember my parents bringing their own coffee, and I'm pretty sure an entire pot to Disney with us. See, I'm telling you, we've been doing this podcast so long, it'll be 19 years here soon, that when we started this thing, everybody whined about something called Nescafe. And it was like, they kept talking like it was like drinking just like brown water. Like people hate, like it was the worst thing in the world. And I was like, I don't drink coffee, so I don't care. But people hated that stuff. And then it was, they got Joffrey's and everything was good. Like the sun came out and birds started singing, and next problem. I don't know what the next one was, but I'm sure there was one. So, oh wait. Yep. It got here. My dad also used to bring a cooler with milk and cereal. That was our breakfast every morning. So that saves you $25 a person right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going down next trip. You're going down next week to do Jollywood and have some more Christmas. You got the joy of the season here. So Jollywood coming up here soon. We excited for there.
Yeah. So going down next week, I'm doing Jollywood and Mickey's Very Merry, but I try to do that one every year. This will be the first time going to Jollywood nights. So again, it's been so long since we've had fully first time experiences like this cruise. I think that's what made it 10 times better, is just getting to experience something full on new for the first time. So that's kind of how I'm going into Jollywood nights as well. I did take a look at some of the snack offerings a while ago. That seemed interesting, so that should be fun. But I'm looking forward to just, meeting up with a couple of people, checking out the entertainment, and I haven't decided yet if I want to go all glam like everyone does, or just do like a Disney t-shirt. So I have to figure that out.
See, we record these out of order. We recorded a show with Pam where she went down and did Jollywood this year, and she talked about like how some of the people were all, flappers and all the glam. She's like, she's like, I couldn't go all glam. She said, I put on the nice holiday t-shirt, and she goes, in the sneakers, because I was at a theme park. She goes, I couldn't decide. And she says, I went comfortable.
If I do glam, it's going to be comfortable glam. Like I'm still putting the sneakers on.
She said she saw people in, dress shoes and stuff. I mean, they went all in, and I've seen it too myself at some of these events, and it's, more power to you, but man, it's still a theme park, and you're taking a lot of steps.
Yep. So is there something? I still choose comfort.
Oh yeah, me too. 100%. Is there anything at Jollywood that you've seen that, like, is it the ice skating or the Muppet, the Muppet Encounter show, or Jack and Sally? Is there one thing maybe that jumps out at you at Jollywood that you're looking forward to?
I would say definitely the ice skating. I am really excited to see that. I also would like to see if I can check out Tip Top Lounge, right? That's what it's called?
Yes.
And then fireworks. It's been a really long time since I've seen Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. So I feel like that'll be nice too.
That is a great show. I remember seeing that way back in the day with the Prep and Landing and all that. Oh man, that was such a good show. And they had that in the studios every night during the holidays.
Yep.
Oh, I miss it.
Yeah, I think I saw it in 2016. So yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I have an ornament on my Christmas tree from when it debuted, and it's they had the laser lights, and they had a dessert party with it back in the day. I remember. Yeah, it was like a little dessert party, because I remember watching the fireworks and stuffing these little desserts in my face. It was a good night. when you can stuff desserts in your face and watch fireworks.
Yep.
Because
That's a win.
It does get better than that, people? I think not. Okay, so as we wrap, and this has been so much fun getting talk cruise and getting, I love we finally got to me. I wish we could see each other, but you can't.
Well, it's funny because I pulled up Instagram at one point. I was like, what does it actually look like? Because
so you can see
myself
that way. Okay.
and not you.
Okay, well, there you go. It's, and I apologize for this, but okay, so as we wrap though, like a final story, like did you have something that stuck out throughout the cruise, or like a memory from the cruise, or a lesson learned for somebody that's maybe going to be a first timer in your shoes getting ready to take their first Disney cruise that you could pass on? Because you're always over in our Discord server in the clubhouse and helping folks out and being so kind to everybody. But what do you want to, because we have way more people listen to the podcast in general. So what would you like to tell them, like a memory or a final lesson from this cruise?
So I'll do a final lesson. I think the one thing to really remind yourself is that you're not going to be able to do it all, and that's okay. I think the first day and a half, I was just so laser focused on the plans, trying to fit every single thing in because I wanted to do all the trivia, all the classes, all the shows, everything. It's just, first of all, there's multiple things happening at the same time, so it's literally impossible. But also, you're just gonna run yourself down trying to get to every single thing. So I would say pick the few things that are really important to you and go with that. But you really can't go wrong. Everything on the cruise, every entertainment opportunity, every show, every trivia, it's all phenomenal. So whatever you pick with will be worth it.
Final question. Next Disney cruise, I'm sure there will be one. Like, is there a ship? Is there an itinerary that's kind of got you thinking about it? What are you looking at?
So two-part. One, I absolutely would love to do a cruise to Alaska. But realistically, and this may sound absurd to somebody, but I think realistically, I might be able to get onto the cruise going out of Singapore first before that, because I was looking at the itineraries and the cost of it is obviously, because it costs a lot to get there, but the cost of the cruise itself is like less than $1,000 per person. And so if I were to do that solo, it would be a lot more affordable. And I actually have a friend that lives out in Singapore, so I would use that as an excuse to finally visit. So I actually think that might be more likely the next cruise.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you do, you got to let me know. We're going to talk about that, because
oh yeah, absolutely.
That is wild. That would be crazy. I would have no background there. So we'll talk about it. All right, wait, DePaula, it's so good to talk to you, because it's great to put a face and a voice to a screen name, and I'm glad we finally got to meet here on the show, and hope we get to have many more conversations here, and a very happy holiday season to you.
Thanks for having me, Mike, and happy holidays, and also enjoy your cruise. I think it's going to be awesome.
Oh, can't wait. I got to find out if I'm going to be a hero or a villain by the end of the cruise.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be with my wife. One of us will be one and one of us will be the other. So we'll see when I get back. It's going to be fun. Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're standing by to help you plan a great Disney adventure, whether it's Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, even Adventures by Disney. Just come by the website, themagicforless.com. We'll take care of you. I promise you that. No additional cost to you. Again, check it out over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You make the show possible, and I cannot thank you enough for that support. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And when you do that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow me on the social media, and you should do that right now, because I am on the Disney Destiny, posting pictures, videos, and doing live streams, especially on Instagram at beourguestmike, on the Be Our Guest Podcast Facebook page. So just search for the Be Our Guest Podcast and like it on Facebook, and on x.com at Be Our Guest Mike. Those are the three places where I'll be posting all the coverage. And also, don't forget, join us in the clubhouse. I'll be posting there as well. So just go over to the Discord channel. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. It's free for everybody. It's the friendliest Disney place on the internet. Everybody's nice. Everybody's kind. And we have a good time. Memes posted all the time. Pictures from cruises. It's like, you want to talk to somebody, Disney, boom, right there. Today we're just posting about the McDonald's menu where you get the pickle fries, the cat in the hat thing. Everything that's happening happens in our Discord channel, and you need to be there. So come on over, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Your invitation's waiting right now. And I'll be back Sunday night, so we'll have a live call-in show. So let's do it. Scott will be with me, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Pick your place, and we'll be there. All right, so until we get back together again, follow me on the socials, and I'll be wandering the Disney Destiny, having a good time. Today is Castaway Key Day. The rest of the days are all sea days, so I will be on the ship. So for DePauli, I'm Mike here in Missouri. You guys have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.